Before we begin with tonight's program, I would like to take a moment for some very special thank yous. Without these people tonight would not be possible. First, to the Hall of Fame committee members. Their work has allowed us to proceed with the first class in 34 years. This group has nominated a class of 15 that varies not only a wide range of sports, but also a wide range of years. Secondly, to the family of Larry Holman, Mike Carroll, and the class of 2024, and especially our superintendent, Tom McDonald, for monetary donations that should help the ceremony take place. These donations went to help pay for the wonderful food the past 2 nights, as well as the plaques for our new inductees. Kristen Jordan created the programs for tonight's ceremony. Amy Schaefer created the invitations that you all received in the mail with help from Jennifer Robinson with those invitations. A special thank you to Joe Robinson for setting up the video for tonight's ceremony. This will allow those who couldn't be present tonight to view the ceremony. Carrie Ann Pratt did all the decorations for tonight and helped out with the food. Finally, Golden Finch and Tackus Barbecue for the food over the last 2 days. And now let's begin with the induction ceremony. For years, the only way to be a member of the Pleasant Hall of Fame was to be either named First Team All-Ohio or win an individual state championship. While Pleasant has been fortunate to have multiple athletes meet this criteria, it isn't truly representative of the phenomenal athletes and coaches who have walked through these halls. Far too many athletes have had an exceptional career, either individually or as teammates, only to go unrecognized. Happily tonight, this finally ends. We have gathered here tonight to recognize the class of 1990 Hall of Fame members and to celebrate the long overdue class of 2024 inductees. Your accomplishments, both at Pleasant and beyond, have finally come to fruition. And now I would like to introduce Nate Denninger, who will present to the class of 1990.
Again, thanks everyone for coming out tonight. Special night, finally get to introduce all the new inductees. But first, like Mike Lindsay said, we're going to start off with the class of 1990 original Hall of Fame class. First would be Mike Daniels, unable to attend tonight. But Mike was a valuable player in the basketball program. He was a 2-time All-Ohio. He averaged 23.8 points a game and 11 rebounds per game. Throughout his career was an important factor for his team and led the team the senior year to an 18-3 record. Next, Don Kay. Throughout Don's career at Pleasant, he accumulated a record of 124 wins and 80 losses for a 60% win percentage. He had 6 conference championships, 1 state playoff, and in 1990 was inducted into the OHSAA Hall of Fame and was in the Pleasant's 1990 Original Hall of Fame. Tonight, in his honor, his daughter is here to accept his plaque. Next is Stan Kirby. Again, unfortunately, Stan is not able to be with us tonight. But throughout his basketball career, he had 483 wins, the most ever in Pleasant history. He was runner-up in the state 2 times and won the state championship in 1972. Next is Paul Lambert. In 1990, Paul was elected the original member of the Pleasant Athletic Hall of Fame as a golf coach. Had an outstanding career throughout part of the career. He won 3 years in the old NCC undefeated. Won every single match, and then 1989 won the state championship. Dave was co-captain of both basketball and football. His senior year, he led the team in touchdowns. He was all conference, all district, and state honored. And if we didn't know, he also kind of scored a big touchdown in the state championship game. With no time left on the clock. And then, not only winner of the state championship in football, but also basketball.
Okay, and now for the class of 2024. Carla, come on. Carla Caliber Vargas. Carla was a 4-year starter for the Lady Spartan basketball team. She was a 3-time All-MOAC, 3-time First Team District 11, 3-time First Team Central District, Special Mention All-State as a sophomore, and a 2-time Second Team All-State in her junior and senior years. She is still the second all-time leading scorer in Pleasant history and still remains second in rebounds. She's the all-time steal leader and has 227 career assists. Carl was also a 4-year starter in softball and was 3-time All-MOAC, 2-time All-District, and was part of a team that made it to the Sweet 16 their senior year. Carl Keller.
Yeah, first I do want to thank the committee. It is just an amazing honor to stand here and receive this. And this brings back so many great memories of my days at Pleasant. My love for basketball began when I was little in elementary school, and then I would play hoops outside in the driveway, and we lived on a farm, so a lot of the time I was in the hay mow. We had a hoop up there. And most of you know my dad, Dennis Kelber. He put us through drills, and if I'm being honest, I'm probably the only one in our family that really enjoyed that. And he coached me through middle school. I love learning all the fundamentals from him. And then I came to Pleasant when I was a freshman, when my dad got a teaching job up here at the middle school. I was super shy, still am. This is not my jam here, but very quiet. But the first smiling face that I saw was Larry Wilcox, and I was so thankful that he was my coach until my senior year when he had a stroke. And it was really hard going through that, but he gave me the opportunity to be coached by my dad my senior year. He coached softball and basketball, and I did not make it very easy for him to coach me that year. Yeah, I loved playing at Pleasant, and then since then I've lived in Indiana for 30 years with my husband Brian and our 2 grown kids now. I'll always be a Buckeye at heart, but being a Hoosier has been pretty awesome. We love just sports in general, and going to Pacer games, and then recently the Fever. I'm sure you all have heard of Caitlin Clark, and so we've been able to witness the Caitlin Clark effect and just what she has single-handedly done for the game of women's basketball. And it's great going to Gainesbridge Fieldhouse and seeing young girls supporting women's basketball with their families, shirts, signs, everything. It's a pretty cool thing to see. So we're fortunate to be able to do that in Indiana. I just have a great respect for the game of basketball, for sports in general, just everything that it teaches us in life skills. And just want to especially thank my parents and my dad, and for him coaching me, and just the positive impact that has had. And I try to keep an internal perspective on things, and just knowing that, while this is all great, that's why we're all here for sports, just keeping an internal perspective that our worth is not in our status or things, but in Christ.
At this time, Jake Bennett. Jake graduated in the class of 2003. He earned 3 varsity letters in football and basketball, and earned 4 letters in track. In In track, Jake helped the Spartan track team to a state championship as he placed second in the 4x100 and fourth in the 4x400. In football, Jake led the Spartans to a 15-0 record on their way to a state championship. Jake led the team in rushing and in touchdowns. He was also captain of the football team. Jake earned first team all-conference awards in football, basketball, and track. Jake was also All-Ohio in both football and track. Jake Bennett.
I, like Rachel, wasn't necessarily prepared to say anything, but first, thanks to the committee. Congratulations to everybody that got inducted. I was looking through the names as everybody walked up and looking through it, and most everybody I had a connection with. Scott, I don't know if you remember, I was a water boy for the 96 season. So watching you guys, I think it was the coolest thing for a little junior high kid to sit there in the huddle and listen to you guys talk on the sidelines, especially after a blowout game. You guys would stand to the end, and we would all fight. We got to kind of stand, the water boys could stand over and listen to you guys chatting and talk. So you made a great impression on us, because all those water boys were state champions in 2002. So my sister, I can't think of a greater honor to go into a class with a sibling. It's been so fun to watch her develop, watch her grow. We, like Luke's letter said, we are responsible for her success. So every ounce of credit. When you treat her like a boy, she plays like a boy. And so her room was next to the bathroom. It was in the front, and you would hear a basketball being dribbled in her bedroom. She wasn't even in junior high yet. We also talked and we joked about we had a gravel driveway, and dribbling on a hard court surface was easy for her because the ball would come back to where she dribbled as opposed to bouncing off a rock, and she would have to go get it. So congratulations to you. So happy for you. Megan, I watched you. Josh, our oldest brother, same grade. We watched you play basketball for years. It was fun to cheer you on and watch your success earlier on. Carla, I've not met you until today, but I know your dad quite well. As a matter of fact, my wife and I, we have conversations constantly about the impression that your dad had on her grade. Back to Coach Ward's comments about girls coming up into high school and already knowing skills. My wife in her class was one of those classes that had the pleasure to have your dad as a coach. So, everybody else, Coach Coos, Coach Short, Coach Ward, congratulations. Coach Mock, we mentioned some of the fired up, Dr. Mock, the fired up conversations. I remember a pep rally. I can't remember if it was either junior or senior year. You came out and you busted out like your old Letterman sweater or something. Again, impression. I was thinking about some of the things that make a person successful, and the one thing that I kept coming back to was consistency. I kind of broke the consistency down into three different things. So I felt like I was very fortunate to be a player and an athlete at the right time. And that's because of the consistency of coaches, of players, and of family. So the 4 years of school that I went through, plus the years of junior high, we had coaches that believed in you and wanted to make you better. And the thing that they believed in was consistency, to do the same thing over and over and over again. Coach Coots, nothing flashy about his offense. Coach Carroll, nothing flashy about his defense. They were very, very simple things. But if you do it right, you work at it, you perfect it, you will have success. And that's what we did. So to all the coaches that had an impact on me, another consistency there, to talk to Coach Deminger about this. Coach Deminger was, in all three sports that I played in high school, he was a coach in one of them, or in all He was a coach in football, he was a coach in basketball, and he was also our state championship coach in track and field. So again, the community of coaches that Pleasant has, keep it up, and thank you so much for that. Players, I would not be here today, and my success is not anywhere close to what it would be if it wasn't for the guys that I played with on a regular basis. My dad used to, and his brothers used to come to all the football games, and they're like, how is Jake getting 3 yards on that play? How is he's getting tackled at the line of scrimmage? And I remember my brother saying, it's like, Dad, the line of scrimmage is 3 to 4 yards down the field. Like, our linemen were so good that they would just pummel people and push everything back. They were a great group of guys to play with. Nick Withrow, all Ohio, Preston Field. Who wouldn't want somebody like that leading down the line and blocking for you? So shout out to them. Thank you to them. And then my family. Again, back to the consistency thing. My family has been so consistent for me. My parents have always been there for me. Been to every game, sacrificed so much just to get to games. I remember in my junior high days, my dad had this random one-time business trip to Indiana, and he called apologizing that he was going to miss one of my junior high basketball games. I was like, Dad, it's just a basketball game, good. It's okay, you can miss one. But after that, I cannot recall a single sporting event that he ever missed. I legit cannot consider. Can't think of it. To Rachel's point, we did have to put him under control and put him behind either the scorebook or the scoreboard so he would be quiet and wouldn't yell at the refs. My mom's the biggest cheerleader. She was the first mom that would stand at the end. I don't know if she got a few experiences, but she was a hugger. But she would stand there and she would hug every football player as they walked by. And she kind of started this trend where all the moms would do that. We didn't do a very good job with her football lingo. After 8 years of high school football, she ended up with runner guy, passer guy, catcher guy, tackle guy. I think blocker guy was thrown in there. We're still working. We're still working. My wife, Amy, she's over there. Again, consistency. I met her in kindergarten. We've gone through school together. She's been my biggest cheerleader. The elf in deer shirts. She was Jake's #1 fawn. That was her name on the back of her shirt. She's been my biggest cheerleader, my biggest spirit. I love you so much. Thank you so much for all the support. She still cheers me on. Still asks me and talks through everything with me every day. My 3 siblings. My oldest brother Josh. Rachel shared a great story about her relationship with him. Josh is one of those guys that it doesn't matter what he did or what he had to do. He was going to be there and he was going to cheer you on. He knew my stats of my football games before I came and got it from the coaches the next day. Like, he had it all worked out. He knew what I did, and we would talk through it every day. He maintained that relationship even after sports. So the support of siblings, it can't be oversaid. Luke getting to play football. Unfortunately, Josh graduated and I became a freshman, so never really got to play with him, but I got to play with Luke. And if you know Luke's nickname was Psycho. He's a little crazy, and you had to kind of temper him, but he was a great individual to be able to play football with. And then, again, I can't say enough about my sister. It was just, it's fun. It was fun to be 3 older brothers to watch your little sister succeed and play well. So thank you all. Thanks for everybody for being here today. And just remember, consistency. Consistency is how you win. It's how you're successful. And so if you're looking for that secret sauce, that's what it is. So thank you all.
And at this time, I'd like to introduce Nate Denninger. Nate was part of the basketball track teams at Pleasant. He was second team MOAC his sophomore year and first team All MOAC his junior and senior year, as well as honorable mention District 11, honorable mention Central District his sophomore year. Nate was also first team Central District his senior year. In track, Nate placed fourth in the high jump at the state meet and still holds the school record. As a coach, Nate was assistant coach on the 2002 state championship football team and the 2002 state championship track team. Nate was also the coach of the 2016 ladies Spartan basketball team who finished runner-up in the state. His career record as head coach of basketball was 148-73. Nate Denninger. Our next inductee, Scott Harrison. Scott led the Pleasant football team to the state championship in 1996. He threw 4 touchdown passes in that game, which I believe is still a Division V record. He led Pleasant to a 24-run record as quarterback in his junior and senior year. Scott was second team All-State and 2-time All-District as well as 2-time All-MOAC. Scott also played basketball and baseball and also won all honor league awards in those sports also. I put up to you, Scott Harrison.
First off, I'd just like to congratulate everyone that came up here tonight. It's a great honor. I'd like to thank the committee. Excellent job. Very impressive. Happy to be back. It's the first time I've been back in a while. When I come back in town, most times it's a quick stop with my parents for a meal, and then I'm out while I'm out recruiting. These areas, but I'd just like to thank you guys. It's excellent. Also the school, I know everyone, us, who came back in, looking at the old high school, across the street, and coming to this, it's absolutely fabulous. I know my time here was excellent, from the coaches, to the people, teachers. It was a community, someone mentioned it. It really formed who you are, or who we were as people and as we, grew up in life. But one thing that all these inductees had, they had parents, they had a coach, that really pushed them. And I'd like to just thank a couple of those people. First off, my parents. My parents have been my biggest supporters my whole career. My mom videotaped every single game I ever played. Now they're on VHS tapes, but a good thing that my wife last Christmas got a lot of those converted digitally, so it was fun to watch the grainy VHS tapes with my sons. They traveled not only in obviously with high school, but in college. And I was a football coach for 23 years. We traveled to a lot of places, and they drive throughout the night most times. They were there about 95%, so the support there is outstanding. The one trip I did not have to convince them to come to was when we played Hawaii in 2018. They were glad to take that trip. Next, I want to say this in case I don't forget, but my wife, Celeste, funny thing about my wife is when she was looking at schools coming out of high school, she left Mountain Union and said, I do not want to go there because it seems like all they care about is football. And then she married a football coach, so I appreciate her being here. My boys, Nathan and Ben, it's a pleasure. They're actually on the same high school football team this year for the first time, which as a father and parent is fantastic. I'm very proud of what they've accomplished so far. They're the ones with the blonde hair. That's their tradition. We shake our heads. They have the blonde hair. The whole team blondes their hair. But very proud of them and happy they can share this moment with me as well. My sister couldn't be here, but my sister and brother-in-law, my brother-in-law's father passed away earlier this week, so they couldn't make the trip out. But my sister, being a student at Ohio State, would come in and watch me play on Friday nights, which really meant a lot. Another thank you to the Street family. I believe I saw Tim. Is Tim here? Tim Street kind of got the ball rolling for me as a young freshman. And I don't know if you remember this, but throughout summer workouts and camp, we'd go back to Tim's house. He'd cook mac and cheese. I'm not going to tell you how good the mac and cheese was, but he would cook mac and cheese, and he literally would put me through the playbook as a freshman. You don't get that starting quarterback, of your high school football team is helping you out. That was really the first time I was like, okay, I think I can do this. But it meant a lot to me. I'm glad you were here. I share that with you. Also, to Jessica and the boys, Keith was a warrior. He was a warrior. Coach Ward can attest. Seeing him on the pitching mound was absolutely fantastic. Would he lose one game that year? I have this in my notes too, Coach Ward. In this regional final game, I honestly did not see the take sign. Just so you know. It was a 3-0 count. I was like, I probably shouldn't be swinging, but I didn't see it. I swung and I popped up to second, and he so bad at me. 30 years later, I promise you, I did not see it. I'm so sorry. That was a great run. That was a great run of baseball. Coach Short, I saw you earlier. Like I said, if you were having a bad day, walking the halls, seeing the smile or a joke, you really helped a lot of people along the way that you have no idea that you did. We appreciate you for that. Dr. Walk, too, talked about 1996. We lost in 1995 in the playoffs. Our whole thing was beat for sales. And you came and spoke to us. You talked about visualization, scooping up a fumble, scoring a touchdown, to win a game. And by golly, Dave Tomlin picks up the fumble, returns it to the 8-yard line. We scored 2 plays later for the winning, the game-winning touchdown, and it was something that I always remember. It led me through even to this day. Just that mental aspect of the game that he kind of put us on to, so we appreciate for that. I know Trevor's not here. Trevor was the first person, or the second person from Pleasant that I recruited, so I got to know him through the recruitment process, which is pretty cool. I know he's doing some big things. Really happy for him, proud of him. He's had a fantastic football career. This leads me to Coach Coops. Okay? The worst grade I got in high school was 9th grade geometry.
You earned it.
I think it was because of, hey Scott, come here, take a look at this play. So of the 40 minutes, 35 were spent drawing up certain plays or ideas in the game, and I had no idea what a theorem was by the end of it. And I still don't to this day, so thank you. But Coach Cooper's always supported me. He flew down to Texas when I played in the Sun Bowl. About 3 years ago, my son was over in Columbus playing a baseball tournament. He drove down and watched the game with me. It's funny, after about 10 pitches, he literally called out every pitch the pitcher was going to throw before he threw it. It was absolutely amazing. And then I had the pleasure, when I coached at Duquesne University, we played Ohio University, and we actually beat them there. The coach was there for that. So, if I ever need anything or there's someone to talk to or run an idea by, I was able to call you. I really appreciate that, Coach. Lastly, just from the coaches, and if I miss anyone, I tried to look at the picture out in the hallway, and I only saw a couple of the coaches, but Coach Warner, Coach Smith, Coach Nelson, Coach Cacker, Coach Carroll, Coach Green, before he left us, Coach Short. Did I leave anybody out, Coach? Is that all? Is that everybody?
There's so many. I fired them every year.
Lastly, just for us, were my teammates. They meant the world to me. They still do. We still talk. But we had that vision after that playoff loss. We came together, to accomplish a goal, and we did it at our senior retreat. We'd go down the river in canoes at midnight. Coach Coos would be lurking underneath the water, but we sat there that night and said, we're going to do it, we're going to win. So I really wanted to just quickly say these names, and I'll get off the stage. But from the O-line that year, Rizzo, Lynch, Griswold, Temple, McGinnis, Paul, Bell, Shoup, Tallman, Bourne, Bowling, Glass, Hajar, Andover, Taubey, Mobley, Kofa. Other than that, we're Chiefs, Titans. Go, keep it up. Congratulations, everybody.
Next is Trevor Harris. Trevor's unable to be here today. He's in Canada right now playing a rather important game for his team. So in honor, Kirk Bowner is going to accept Trevor's honors for him. But Trevor compiled an outstanding list of accomplishments while at Pleasant. As a Spartan quarterback, he passed for 4,439 yards and threw for 59 touchdowns. Trevor was second team All-State his junior year and selected as Player of the Year in the Central District his senior year. Trevor received a full-ride scholarship to Edinburgh College, where he threw for 11,899 yards with 100 touchdown passes. He also finished twice for the Harlan Hill Trophy. Trevor was drafted by the Jacksonville Jaguars of the NFL and played for 1 year. Trevor now plays in the Canadian Football League, where he's thrown for 29,884 yards with 160 TD passes, along with a 70% passing efficiency.
Next is Maria Hussein, who's not been with us today. She did send a thank you in. I think Mr. Robinson's going to play. But with an impressive 138 career victories, Maria holds the title of the all-time winningest tennis player at Pleasant. Her exceptional skills and unwavering dedication to the sport established a lasting legacy, earning her numerous accolades and recognition. She amassed an incredible 36 victories in a single season during her senior year, showcasing her unparalleled skill and relentless determination. Her remarkable achievements did not go unnoticed locally, as evidenced by a 4-time Fahey Bank Athlete of the Month award and also 4 Columbus Dispatch Athlete of the Week. Maria's success transcended the local tennis realm as she qualified for the state tournament 4 straight years by winning the Central District tournament every year. Her extraordinary achievements solidified her position as one of the preeminent tennis players in the state for many years. Consistently finishing in the top 4 at the state tournament, Maria demonstrated her ability to compete at the highest level of the sport. Her exceptional performances led to her being honored as All of Iowa 3 times. These accolades celebrated her exceptional talent and unwavering commitment to the sport. Following her high school tenure, Maria secured a full-ride scholarship to Penn State University, where she continued her stellar performance on the tennis court. Her remarkable displays earned her first team All-Big Ten, further solidifying her status as a stand-up collegiate player. Her legacy as a tennis champion at Pleasant is unmatched, with her remarkable track record of victories and top finishes, distinguishing her as one of the premier players to have graced our school courts. Her commitment, talent, and love of the sport made a lasting impression on the tennis community in Marion, both at high school and in college.
I wish I could be there in person today, but it's an honor to be inducted into the Pleasant High School Athletic Hall of Fame. I want to thank Coach Grover for advocating on behalf of all athletes, and personally for guiding me through my 4 years at Pleasant High School as a women's tennis player. We went above and beyond during the season to ensure I felt supported and prepared going into sectionals, districts, and state level play. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. I also want to thank the Pleasant Athletic Program team and members, including the Booster Club, for their dedication to local programming and support of our athletes. It's truly an honor to be selected and I'm forever grateful for the support I received from this community as a student athlete at Pleasant High School. As I reflected on my time at Pleasant, it wasn't just about competing in my sport, but it was about a community. Tennis is not a sport where I can follow or watch, but the local community not only took interest but invested in my journey that eventually led to a top athletic scholarship at Penn State. I went on to have a successful collegiate career, earning both academic achievement awards during my 4 years as a Nittany Lion and first team All-Big Ten as a senior at Penn State. My success started here in Marion on the tennis courts at Pleasant. I became a certified tennis coach through the United States Tennis Association in 2019. I wanted to give back to a sport and a community that gave so much to me as a young female athlete. Just a note on women's sports. During my time training for my professional coaching certification, I found out only 1% of women go on to become tennis program directors. It floored me. As much as women's sports are having a moment, this is just unacceptable. I grew up in an era where I benefited from Title IX and was fortunate enough to have both men and women coaches invest in my future. Please, let's keep investing in women's sports. Let's continue to fight for equity and give all athletes the opportunity to excel. And last, I want to dedicate this honor to my father, Dr. Khurshid Hussain, a local resident of Marion for 45 years. My father passed away on August 31st due to a tragic cycling accident. He was my first coach, and his passion for tennis transformed my life. I will forever be grateful for the gift he gave me. I wish he was here to see this moment, but I know he would be proud. Thank you for this honor, and I promise to continue encouraging and investing in the future of our young athletes, as is my father, as this Pleasant community has for me. Thank you.
Our next honoree is Al Vogt, class of 1942. We had to do a little bit of research on Al, but he was an outstanding track star. He placed third in the state of Ohio track meet by himself. He was the first ever Pleasant athlete to compete at the state track meet. He finished second in the 200, fifth in the 100-yard dash, and was first in the 400. It's Al Vogt.
Kristen Roseberry Ashmar. Kristen's legacy at Pleasant is one of unparalleled athletic achievement. A standout basketball player, she led the Lady Spartans to their first state Final Four appearance in 1998, capping off a remarkable season with a 25-2 record. Her junior year accolades include being named first team MOAC in District 11, second team Central District, and honorable mention All-Ohio. As a senior, Kristen's stellar performance saw her averaging 18 points and 9.3 rebounds per game, earning her multiple prestigious awards, including Player of the Year in District 11 and First Team Central District. She also excelled in volleyball, receiving First Team MOAC and Central District honors, as well as in track and field, where she achieved success in the high jump at the state level, finishing second in the high jump as a sophomore and a senior. Kristen's talents earned her a scholarship to Gannon University, where she continued to shine and ultimately secured her place in the university's Hall of Fame due to being named an All-American for 4 straight years.
Hi everyone. Let me start off by apologizing for the fact that I'm not there tonight. I am a high school guidance counselor and I'm a coach and I live in Germany. So at this point in the year, it's not really feasible for me to fly across the ocean to be here. But I am truly honored. Pleasant has always held a special place in my heart. because it is kind of where everything started for me as an athlete and as a person. It gave me the confidence, it gave me the foundational knowledge that I needed to just be a successful human being. And there are some people that need to be thanked in all of this. So first, I want to thank my parents. My dad started bitty ball when I was in the 4th grade, coached me through middle school, and was really that person that kind of gave it to me straight, right? It told me when I played like garbage, and was there to praise me when I did things well. My mom, she was never the athlete nor did she understand a lot of it. She definitely got to know it as time went on, but she was my cheerleader, my rock, that person that was always in the background and said, you can do whatever you want, Kristen. Just go for it and have confidence in yourself. My coaches definitely started the foundation of me being an athlete, and I am currently a coach, and I do take pieces from my coaches there at Pleasant and implement those into my own programs. My teammates, they were, without a successful, cohesive team that gets along with one another, it's really hard to be successful. And I was very lucky in my time at Pleasant that I was on some successful teams. And it was fun. And that camaraderie and those experiences really drove me to pursue college athletics and professional athletics and actually being a coach. So that was an integral part. Fans were always there, and they were always super supportive of all of us. So anyone there that ever got to see this old lady play at one point in time, I do want to thank you for all of your support. We had some really fun times. This is truly an honor. After all of these years, to be recognized like this just kind of humbles you in the fact that you did make an impact in a community. So again, I'm so sorry that I cannot be there, but I truly appreciate this honor, and enjoy the rest of your evening, and go Spartans!
Our next inductee is Coach Chris Coons. Coach Coons left an indelible mark on the sports here at Pleasant during the 90s and 2000s, coaching both baseball and football with unparalleled success. His football coaching record speaks volumes with an impressive 207 wins and only 40 losses over a 21-year time span. Throughout his tenure, his teams clinched 18 conference titles and made the playoffs an impressive 16 out of 21 years. Notably, Coach Coons secured 4 regional championships and brought home 2 state titles in 1996 and 2002, solidifying his legacy as a football coaching legend. Additionally, his skills extended to baseball, where he led his team to victory, securing 2 state baseball championships during his tenure as head baseball coach. Coach Chris Coons' dedication, leadership, and undeniable talent have left an enduring legacy in both the football and baseball realms. Next is Brad Martin. As a 3-sport athlete during his high school career, playing football, basketball, and baseball, Brad was a member of the 2006 state championship team. During his 4 years at Pleasant, Brad won numerous awards. Brad was the first-team All-NOAC in football, basketball, and baseball. He was also named Bay Athlete of the Month. In football, Brad was named first team to the North Central Ohio Coaches Association. Brad was also the recipient of the OHSAA Archie Griffin Sportsmanship Award. After high school, Brad took his talents in the football field to the University of Indiana, where he played all 4 years. Brad Martin.
basketball and softball, this remarkable athlete showcased an impressive array of achievements throughout her high school years. In her junior year for basketball, she earned the distinctions such as Honorable Mention All-Ohio, Second Team Central District, First Team MOAC. Her talent and dedication from the point guard position led her team to the state Final Four in 1998. In her senior year, she continued to excel, earning accolades like First Team Academic All-Ohio, Second Team All-Ohio, and Player of the Year in District 11, which earned her the honor of playing in the North-South All-Star Game. Notably, she became the first female in Marion County to secure a full-ride D1 scholarship at Bowling Green State University. That's a shame, but okay.
Go Falcons.
And Coach Ward had something to do with that, but that's beside the point. A testament to her skill and commitment. Megan continues on in the record books in ladies Spartan basketball history, where she remains 4th in all-time scoring, 4th in all-time assists, and 11th in career rebounds from her point guard position. Her success also extended to softball, where she garnered 2 consecutive first-team MOAC recognitions. And I think Megan wants to say something.
Yeah, sorry. No one else said anything, but I did take some time to prepare a few notes, because I don't feel like I can get through tonight without thanking some people. But first and foremost, it's an honor standing here tonight with so many incredible athletes and coaches and the people that have loved and supported us over the years. It's hard not to feel emotional about it, and I've lost it with Rosemary up there. But there's many people I'd like to recognize and apologize, and I apologize in advance if I leave anyone out. But thank you to Mike Lindsay for doing much of the legwork to get this Hall of Fame to come to reality. Laura Grover and Nate Dinninger for all of your work in the Hall of Fame committee. I'd also like to thank everyone attending tonight, especially my family that is here. Being able to share this part of my life with my sons, who only know that I can shoot free throws in the driveway pretty well, is a very special feeling. From a young age, I was very competitive and loved sports, which usually ended up with me playing with the boys. It really started with a botched haircut from my sister when I was 3 or 4 years old, and I was given the nickname Jimmy by my older brother and sister. And I really didn't have a chance, and who knows where I would be today if it hadn't been for that life-changing haircut. When I was in the 4th grade, I played Minor League Baseball and flag football. I didn't care if I was playing with the boys or the girls, I just wanted to play. And I'm so thankful for my parents that let me just be me. I did eventually move on to basketball and softball. My dad spent countless nights and weekends playing catch with me in the yard and taking me to the batting cages. Both my parents and my sister spent hours in the driveway helping me practice my basketball moves, shooting pressure free throws, and rebounding for me. They saw my potential, and they never stopped pushing me and supporting me and loving me throughout it all. My parents took us to the high school basketball games when Keith Street and Nate Dinninger were playing. Doug Lichtenberger was the head coach at the time, and he was my neighbor. I can remember going outside of my driveway to play basketball and hoping he might drive by and catch a glimpse of me, making a great shot or a dribble move, and then ask me to join the boys' team. I was seriously obsessed with basketball and clearly had a very active imagination about my skill level as a child. I had so many people that inspired and motivated me along the way, whether it was the iconic Michael Jordan or high school standout Carla Kelber. I was constantly striving to be as good as them. I had lofty goals even as a young girl. I wanted to earn a full ride scholarship at a Division I basketball school, so I set out to do it. And I had so many things go right for me that could have easily gone a different direction. I was blessed with wonderful, supportive friends and teammates. They made the experience so fun, whether it was going to or getting ready for the big games. They were always there. My sister Becky and I, and then later Allie Sisler, would train at the treadmill death camp called Accelerate Ohio in Westerville for our preseason workouts because I was a little slow and needed to get faster. I think we negated most of our workouts we ever did because we always ended up at the bagel shop next door and ate our weight in carbs and green cheese. Regardless, it was all worth it, and I'm so thankful for the fun times we had over the years. From my dad coaching me, whether he was the official coach of the team or not, to all the coaches I've had along the way, I'm so grateful to them. As I had the opportunity to coach as an adult, I've come to realize how big of a commitment these people make. I would like to especially recognize my high school coaches. Mike Ward, who's also honored tonight, is not only a great coach, but a wonderful person. His demeanor with the girls and coaching style has clearly worked. His partner in crime, Coach McCurdy, has always brought a smile and positivity and encouraging pat on the back. He is one of the kindest humans I know and will endlessly rebound for you. And then we have Coach Grover, who's been with me since my first day of 4th grade pickleball basketball at Pleasant. She has always been one of my biggest supporters and advocates, and has been for the entire Pleasant Girls basketball program. She is the heart of this program, and I can't thank her enough for the many, many years of great memories. Coach Ward, McCurdy, and Grover were the best. The time and effort and commitment they had to the program was second to none. The scouting, the planning, game prep, and off-season camps all prepared us for the successes we had. They would literally do anything for us to give us the best opportunity to be successful. And for those that were around when I was playing, I think people would agree there was something very special because of the excitement around watching girls basketball in the MOAC. There were so many great teams and athletes, which created a lot of fun rivalries, especially with Ridgedale. I truly believe that great competition drove us to the success we had, which is still a little surreal to think about even today. So Coach Ward, McCurdy, and Grover, thank you. You are all very dear friends, and I appreciate all that you have done for all the incredible memories and for believing in me. And I can't get through tonight without mentioning some special teammates. Kristen Roseberry, who we saw earlier, Kathy Curran, Tara Myers, Aubrey Hinton, Melissa Fitch, Jess Weller, Jess Hauser, Laura Simpson, Lori Barron. And although we weren't ever teammates, one of my very good friends, Nick Hajar, was there to share the joys and pains of high school sports with me. There were obviously many more special teammates that I will always hold dear in my heart. And as I'm standing here tonight, I know one thing is certain. I would not be here without my family, my incredible teammates, my friends, the fans that supported us, and my coaches. My parents have been my biggest influence, and I would not have had the opportunity to achieve what I did without their support and their love. I could always rely on looking up in the bleachers and seeing my mom give me the hand signal, 3 C's, cool, calm, and confident, and seeing my dad sit on the first row bleacher so he could give me advice throughout the game. Thank you, Mom and Dad. I love you. And this Hall of Fame recognition is just as much for you as it is for me.
Wrestling coach Doug Short. Doug was the head wrestling coach at Pleasant for 22 years. Doug coached his state 3 state champions and 57 state qualifiers. He coached Pleasant to the state runner-up in D3 in 2006-2007 school year. Doug also coached Pleasant to his first state dual championships in Division III. In the same year, Pleasant won 6 MOAC titles under Doug, 7 sectional titles, 4 district titles, and he's elected to the Ohio High School Wrestling Hall of Fame. And this is probably the only person ever that is presenting something like this to somebody who fired me 10 times as an assistant coach. I'll let Doug explain that if you want.
He kept coming back. First of all, congratulations to everyone. I guess I was lucky enough to be able to watch most of these guys perform, and they were incredible, and they're supposed to be about their mid-20s right now, so I don't know what happened. It means I'm old. I was lucky when I came to Pleasant. First of all, I had a family that let me do what I wanted to do, so my wife probably did a little more around the house so that I could. My kids grew up in bleachers in the gyms of high schools all over the state. I had great assistant coaches, including Coach Lindsay for 1 year. Coach Robinson coached for us and is doing a great job leading the program now. Had great families that supported us and let us do what we needed to do to be successful. And we had great wrestlers that bought in and worked to get better as a team instead of worrying about their individual successes. That's why we were successful. I was especially lucky to have an administration that supported wrestling, let us do what we needed to do. So when I came here, I was hired by Larry Holman, who started the wrestling program at Pleasant. And then there was Jim Lynch, who's both his sons wrestled for me. Scott Carr, who was a wrestler and coached for me. Brian Sparling was an AD, and he was a wrestler when he was in high school. And then there was Kurt Bounder. So most people think Kurt Bounder is a basketball guy. His record as a basketball coach is terrible compared to his wrestling coaching record. So it'd be a shame to have a group of people gathered and no one do an impression of Kurt Bounder. So if you don't know Kurt Bounder, this is spot on exactly what happened. In 2007, we had 12 state qualifiers. The state tournaments at the Schottenstein Center, there's 10 mats down. We're going to have a bunch of guys wrestling at the same time. So we go up to Kurt and say, Kurt, you're going to have to go down and coach somebody. This is Kurt. Sure, yeah, I can't do that. I don't know what I'm doing. So that's exactly the comment. So Kurt, there's 3 of us. We're going to have 4 guys wrestling at the same time. So we sent Kurt down on the mat to be the coach. He coached Jed Moore, who was a 2-time state champ, lost 1 match in 2 years here to the Division II state champion, who we pinned a week later. Went on to be an All-American wrestler at the University of Virginia. So we said, Kurt, just go sit there and clap every once in a while. So Jed won the match, and Kurt's undefeated as a wrestler. So congratulations to everyone. Thank you. This is not really an honor for me, but for the wrestling program. I appreciate the committee recognizing the wrestling program and our work and successes. And Robinson will keep it going. Thank you.
Keith Street, family. Keith was a 4-year starter in golf, basketball, and baseball for the Spartans. He was an all MOAC and all Central District selection a total of 6 times, including twice in each sport that he played. His freshman year, he was in the starting 5 on the Pleasant Golf State tournament team that finished 4th at the Scarlet Course, and he helped lead the basketball team to a district championship, making a game-winning shot in the final seconds at the Columbus Fairgrounds Coliseum. As a senior, he led Pleasant to a district championship in baseball. Keith passed away in 2017 after a battle with cancer. A tree stands in his memory in front of the old high school gym.
He wrote just a few words. We stand here with such honor to represent Keith. We only wish he was here with us tonight, but we know that he has the best seat and he's always watching over us now and every day. We'd like to thank the committee, all the wonderful coaches that Keith had, because their influence made him the man that shaped him to be the best Christian man, husband, and dad. He often talked about his coaches and had so many stories that just made us all laugh. Pleasant will always have a special place in all of our hearts, so we thank all of you.
Mike Ward. Mike spent 14 years as the head girls basketball coach at Pleasant and is the winningest coach in Lady Spartan history. He won 7 conference championships. In 1998, with Megan and Kristen at the helm, he led the Lady Spartans to the Final 4 in Division 4 and were regional qualifiers in 96, 98, 07, and 09. In 2009, the girls basketball team were the pole champions in Division 3. Mike was also the head Spartan baseball coach during his teaching career at Pleasant. Mike Ward.
Jerry, my wife. I tell you what, it's not getting old, but this happens to you when you get old. Thanks to my daughters, Holly and Heather. Spent many times in dugouts and behind benches. I remember one particular guy, Holly, apology. One particular game, I think I was coaching freshman basketball at the time. She's doing some artsy project behind the benches, intense game. Nate might even have been playing, I don't know, because that's a pretty good team. And she tapped me on the back and asked me for a pair of scissors. I really don't remember exactly what I said to her, but it probably wasn't very fatherly. Bob Demminger, Larry Wilcox, and Don Baumgartner brought me here in the 80s to coach baseball. I did that for a few years. I was lucky in the 80s. I had people like Mike Carroll, all my staff, Larry Holman, all my staff. Just lucky to be around those people. And then I got involved in basketball programs here. I got to work for Stan Kirby, Jimmy Hall, learned a lot of things from them. I was very fortunate there. Basketball. Well, I also learned something from somebody else here. I wasn't really on his staff, but I would sneak when I was a head girls coach. I would sneak or just kind of go to the old gym. There's curtains on the stage. You could go in there and listen. I listened to Kurt Ballinger coach. And I picked up a lot of good technique and skills, especially defensively, but just some offensive things too. A lot of things transferred over to the girls program. Vocabulary didn't really transfer, but a lot of the principles did. So thank you for letting me steal from you. My basketball staff, people like Coach Grover, who's on my high school staff, and Bruce Warren himself. And I had a junior high mostly handled by Dennis Galper. Dennis is here. Probably was honored. When you get somebody like Dennis that had varsity experience in your junior high, those kids actually knew basketball when they got out of there, and he did a heck of a job with them. I was so lucky to have somebody like him doing that. The other thing Dennis did was tell me about this guy I should interview to help me when I got the basketball job. So I called Dick McCurdy, set up a time to talk to him, interviewed him real quick. Well, basically, I didn't realize he was interviewing me. He decided he'd come and work with me, so we've been together since 1995. It's been a friendship on and off before. But most of all, players. Oh, I had great players. I had talent. They gave me so many fond memories over the years. I do appreciate that. And I accept this honor, and I think that's another one of the fond memories they gave me. Thank you.
Now, I hope to get through this. I'm reading a letter from Luke Bennett. So come on up, Rachel. All right, first of all, sorry I couldn't make it today. However, I wanted to send a quick note to both of you to express how proud I am. Jake, congratulations and well deserved. I'm extremely happy for you and proud of what you accomplished to earn a place in the Pleasant Hall of Fame. One memory, which I'll never forget, is Friday, November 16, 2001 at Finley Donnell Stadium when we defeated Liberty Center 24-0 in the regional finals. Both of us had huge games that night and were featured in the Marion Star the next day with an article comparing us to the Killer Bee defense of the Miami Dolphins. Pretty cool to be featured in the paper by yourself, but truly special to share an article with your brother. Thank you for that memory, many others, and the opportunity to be part of your journey to the Hall of Fame. Love you, bud. And congratulations as well, and truly earned. Not a shock to me that you were inducted, especially with what the three of us put you through all those years. Know that whatever trials and tribulations we put you through, it was out of love. Thank you as well for letting me be on the sidelines of your high school career, watching you develop into the person you became. My senior year, I had the unique perspective of watching you start your journey to why you were here tonight. I remember getting teased all year by many staff members at how tough you were, and you were the toughest of the four of us. Well, I know they were trying to tease me. I took it as the highest compliment, and it will always make me proud. Love you, and know how extremely proud I am of you, and how truly happy I am for you. Congratulations. Now, Rachel was a four-sport athlete while at Pleasant. In volleyball, softball, she led the team to 3 league championships while earning team MVP for 3 years and first team all-conference in 2003 and 4. In basketball, Rachel led the Lady Spartans to 4 league championships, sectional championships, and 2 district runner-ups. She was a 2-time district player of the year and earned all district honors 3 times. She was also a special mention All-Ohio. In track, she led the team to an MOAC championship her freshman year while placing 5th in the 4x8 and 7th in the 300 hurdles. Rachel also received first team all-conference in softball her senior year. Rachel Bennett Weaver.
I totally did not have anything planned, so I will try to not ramble. Obviously, that was my middle brother, Luke. I was the youngest of 4, and I wanted to make sure I took this opportunity. You guys have heard some of the great coaches that I had to be influenced by. What was really neat about being the youngest of 3 older brothers was not only were my direct coaches, I was running on the sidelines listening to people like Coach Carroll and Coach Hughes, as much as they don't remember that, and Kirk Ballinger. So I got to get that influence along with them. But I really want to make sure that I get the chance to thank my family, obviously my parents, my mom and my dad. My mom still has unbelievable, she believes I can do literally anything in this world, and will make sure that I do that. And my dad, he believes the same thing. You probably heard him in the stands telling me all those things that he believes that I can do. So that's why we had to give him the book so that we could maybe put his zipper on that. But I still loved every minute of instruction and coaching from him from the stands. And then one last thank you that I do truly want to give outside of obviously my right older brother Jake and Luke is, a lot of you don't realize this, but I wouldn't be standing here receiving this honor if it wasn't for my oldest brother, Josh. I blew out my knee my junior year, and then also my sophomore year in college. And people don't realize that if it wasn't for him at midnight, 3 a.m. and 7 a.m., waking me up and putting my leg in a CPO machine, I wouldn't be where I am today. And people don't realize that he did that. He drug his mattress in my bedroom to make sure that I would recover so that I could play my senior year. And I know for sure if Kent State University did not have a athletic training staff, that he would have been up there when I blew out my second one in my sophomore year then. So I wanted to make sure I gave that special thank you. All 3 of my brothers are an integral piece of my life and who I am today, which was obviously led by my parents. So I appreciate this, and this honor is definitely for them. They're the ones that earned this honor tonight. So thank you.
I'd like to thank all involved in making this night so special. I want to thank the committee members, the inductees and their family and friends that have come to join us tonight for this very special evening. So thank you and good night.